The only completely intact Pharaonic tomb is not the tomb of Tutankhamun, but the tomb of the pharaohs of Tanis. Let's talk about it. The tomb of the pharaohs of Tanis was discovered by Pierre Montet, who worked at the site of Tanis for over 10 years. He discovered a tomb in 1939 that had multiple chambers. The first was for Pharaoh Asurkhan II and his son Harnacht, but it was heavily looted. The second looted chamber was for pharaohs Takelot I and Shawshank III, but he kept excavating and kept discovering more about this tomb. Finally, the last two chambers that he found, called NRT-2 and NRT-3, were intact royal tombs. They included the remains of the burials of pharaohs Susenes I, Amenem-en-op, Shawshank II, and a military general, Wen-Jed-Awen-Jed. The crazy thing is that Pharaoh Shawshank II was entirely unknown before this tomb was discovered, and he is only attested by the things in this tomb. This portion of the tomb was fully intact, containing more than 600 objects like golden funerary masks, gold and silver coffins, gold and silver vases, gold and lapis lazuli jewelry, and more. Although this is the only intact pharaonic tomb, because of Tanis's location in the Nile Delta, unfortunately the organic material that had been placed in the tomb did not survive. It is a much more wet environment in the Delta, so organic material like wood, papyrus, food products, fabric, and the mummies themselves were not in great condition. Although this is arguably one of the biggest Egyptological discoveries in the entire history of Egyptology, the beginning of World War II unfortunately clouded the discovery, so it never made the same headlines that the discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb did. But these pieces, now collectively known as the Tanis treasures, will finally take center stage, as they are now being put on display in the old Tutankhamun galleries in the Egyptian Museum in Cairo. So I hope more people will want to learn about this tomb and the Third Intermediate Period pharaohs that are not really talked about as much. There is a lot to talk about on this tomb, so let me know if you want to know more about the tomb discovery, one or more of the pharaohs specifically, or some of the beautiful treasures that they found.